Hello, and thank you for joining me for the final session of my chakra series. So if you haven't already checked out those videos, you can find them over on my channel. But today we are focusing on the SAHASRARA chakra. So that's our crown chakra, located right at the top of our head. The crown chakra is our center of knowledge, of unity, of kind of this peace and stillness. And really it's connected to samadhi, which is the ultimate goal of yoga. And try as we might, it's not something that can be described particularly by words, and that's what's so amazing about it. It's what we're all striving for through our yoga journeys, is this feeling of peace and stillness in being. And what I want to explore today isn't just tapping into your crown chakra, but what I want to look at through our through the flow today is how each of our chakras moving through the body can come to align to give us this sense of samadhi, of our Sahasrara chakra, of unity and stillness, oneness within ourselves. And when we can find that peace and stillness by ourselves on our mat, by doing nothing but simply being and finding this ease and peace of being, that's when we can start to take it off of the mat and bring it into our everyday lives and into our interactions, our relationships, our thoughts, our work. It really comes into every aspect of being. So that's when you find people like me harping on about how yoga is so much more than a physical practice. So today we're going to take a bit more of a restorative look, and we're going to build upon my previous videos. I will touch on themes from those, so for those of you that have followed the journey, hopefully they should resonate. If anything I'm saying doesn't really resonate with you, it's just not sitting right, know that that's okay as well. What I want us all to be able to do in today's flow is take what you need, find what you need. We're going to be focusing in on the breath and really feeling into what you need. So welcoming in some of that ujjayi breathing, and so that kind of deep ocean breath, and working into postures. Like I said, it's going to be a bit more restorative today, so I welcome you to go get blankets, blocks, pillows. I've got everything set up here, so by all means pause me and go check it out that. But when you are ready, come into a comfortable cross-legged position and just find some length through the spine. Maybe take a shoulder roll. Start to arrive on your mat, drawing the legs heavy and just finding that length through the spine. As you close down the eyes or soften the gaze, and feel that crown drawing towards the ceiling, creating length through the neck, softening in the shoulders. And drawing your attention inwards, and we're just going to work with a little bit of visualization, meditation to get us started. So I want you to send that attention to the crown of your head again. Your awareness holds here as you feel into the length and strength of your body. Feeling the crown rise and the legs ground. Noticing your place on the earth and your place within the universe. Considering that connection of human experience. Drawing the breaths longer and deeper. And imagining a bright white light coming down into the crown of the head. Feel the warmth of this light radiating and circulating around the top of your head, Notice the movement this light takes. Can you imagine it as a swirling vortex of white light around your head? And then giving that light some focus now, you're going to draw it down to your third eye, your Anja chakra. The white light connects the crown of your head to your Anja chakra, your third eye, your space of knowing, of intuition, of being. Consider how this light from the universe fuels the sight and intuition within you, how your body receives unconscious messages. And then sending that light down further to your throat chakra, your Vishuddha chakra, to your center of communication, of expression. And considering how this connection of white light from the crown of your head feeds through your third eye to your intuition, your knowledge, your perception. How these energies travel down to your throat and allow you to communicate yourself freely, openly, and truthfully. Feeling the connection and envisaging a white line through the crown, through the third eye, through the throat, to the heart. Connection of intuition, perception, and expression, now meeting with your love and compassion and empathy center. How your experience and intuition and higher knowledge connect to your heart, your ability to empathize, to be compassionate, and giving this element of yourself a voice through your throat chakra. The white light connects you from crown to eye, to throat, to heart, down to solar plexus. The white light fuels these energies and gives you the ability to know your power, to know what's within you, and to move in that power, to feed it from this sense of higher knowledge, to use your power in a way that only you know how, to express your power, to fuel your power, your passions with love. With your Manipura, your solar plexus, your sun center. The white light connects you from crown to eye, to throat, to heart, to solar plexus, to sacral, to Svatisvara, your center of creativity, of sensuality, of joy and laughter and light. This higher knowledge of the universe feeds down through sight, communication, love, power, to your creativity, fuels your place in the world, allows you to connect with others, are connected from crown to eye, to throat, to heart, to solar, to sacral, all the way to your roots. You are connected in your human experience, connected to others and to the world around you. And feel this connection all the way down to the earth beneath you. Feel it move down further still. This white light moves through the body, all the way into the earth, connecting higher knowledge with human experience, with the physical world. And consider that light connecting you drawing the energy of your light back in and up from your root chakra. Imagine the light moving through you now in a straight line from crown all the way to root, and taking itself through the earth, connecting and feeding off of the energies of the world around you. See the light spreading like tree roots in every direction, all fibers of your being connecting here. And like the tree roots, your light is absorbing the energy of the earth, and you draw it in through your roots, through your sacral, through your solar, through your heart, through your throat, through your third eye, to crown. And then holding the attention again at the crown of your head, allow your whole body to be enveloped by this white light. Feel it travel through you, around you, through each fingertip and toe, surrounding the arms and the legs, the chest, the neck, the back. You are shrouded in the white light and power of the universe, of your place within it, in the stillness of unity. We're going to take a few moments together here to focus in on our breath. So breathing through the nose and maybe closing off the throat as you bring your Ujjayi breath practice in. Slowly batting open the eyes. Bring some life back into the fingertips. And slowly, softly take any movement that you might need. If you need to take a shoulder roll or a nod of the head. Give your body what it needs today. So, like I said, we're doing a little bit of a different practice today, taking a more restorative approach, and we're going to move through each of our chakras separately, feel it building upon that connection. So I really encourage you to use blocks and bolsters to come out of the posture if it feels too much. Really, we're not working with pushing ourselves to an edge here. We're working with sitting in the body and feeling into it. So the first chakra that we're going to look at is our root chakra, our Muladhara chakra. So coming up off of a block, if you were seated on one, we're going to extend the legs out long. And I'd like everyone to grab themselves a pillow if you've got one. If you haven't got one, that's okay too. We're going to hold these postures for varying lengths of time. I'm going to set a timer. So just listen to my voice as I talk you through. But if I go quiet, we're still holding the posture. We are going to be there for a little while. So you can keep your block handy if you like, but coming into a seated forward fold. So sending the legs out long and flexing through the feet so the toes face up towards the ceiling. And really fancy here, we're going to or shift the weight of the bum cheeks. So kind of lifting one side of the bum cheek and then the other to move the flesh aside, so you can really feel that connection of your seat bones into the mat, into the earth beneath you, and then pressing those feet so you've got some engagement through the legs, not really straining here. And if you like, if it's more comfortable for you, you've got quite tight hamstrings, this is quite nice, bend the knees just a little, and that might help you to find that length in the spine. Kind of depends where you want to feel into this posture, but I recommend having just a little bend in the knees, at least to start with, and then you can always lengthen them down. So if you're not sat up on your block, find your comfortable position and then bring your pillow to your lap. So I quite like to tuck it in underneath my ribs. It just makes me feel a little bit more secure, and starts to rest upon that vagal nerve, which is kind of starts to hit on our parasympathetic nervous system. So that's what slows us and calms us down. So when you've kind of got yourself all set up nicely, find some length through the spine, and draw the belly in slightly, and then melt the chest over the thighs. Maybe you bring your hands around the back of the legs. Allow the forehead to drop heavy, connecting with your cushion. So we're not pushing or overreaching into our fold. We're just feeling into this stretch and the space being created with our spine. Start to close down the eyes and soften the gaze. Draw the attention inwards as you focus on the breath. I'm going to set a timer for this posture or for our practice today. Each of these sessions will be timed. So I'll talk you through a little meditation to start and to feel into the connection of this posture to your chakra. And then I will leave you with your breath. So starting the timer in just a few moments, so take any more position or adjustments you need, and then focus in on your breath. Now that you've arrived in this folded, restorative position, send your awareness down to the base of your spine, to your root chakra, your Muladhara chakra, your center of safety and security, of connection with the physical and primal world. We'll work with our mantra here, so you can repeat to yourself in your head or aloud the mantra, I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. Allow the breath to draw you heavy here, to fuel that connection, and to focus the mind on the emotional feelings of this chakra. As you breathe into the posture, feel the space being created through the breath and see if you can soften a little more. Before we start to rise here, keeping the eyes closed or the gaze soft, I'm just going to welcome in the seed syllable for this chakra. So saying softly to yourself the syllable LAM, L-A-M, LAM. One more time. LAM. Tucking chin in towards chest and slowly unravel the spine and lift the chest. Roll open the shoulders. If you need to take a counter posture, maybe a twist, just move within the body where works for you. Then we'll come into our next posture, moving up to our sacral chakra, our Vishu. Svadhisthana chakra. So you'll turn the soles of the feet together here and press them together. Allow the legs to drop out. And you can take this one of two ways. You can either come back and recline so the backs on the earth, palms face upwards, or they can come onto the belly. You can take this, or if the forward fold felt really good and you want to come into a folded butterfly, by all means do so. So find what works for you. If you want to come into the fold, find some length through the chest, allow the knees to be heavy, And the further or closer away you have your feet, the more of a stretch it's going to be in the inner or outer thighs. So just be conscious of what you're feeling into here. And then bringing the hands onto the legs, find length through the spine, and then just melt the chest forwards. You can round the spine here. So you want to keep this length being created, but we're not arching so much that we're finding tension in the back. So just feeling into what your body needs, dropping the head down. You can use the elbows to press into the sides of the legs if that feels good for you. And in your own time, softening the gaze, dropping the head, bringing your attention and awareness in to your breath. And I will start the timer in just a moment. So taking any last movements that you need to before coming into stillness. So in this butterfly pose, we are working into the connection of our sacral chakra, located just below the navel. The sacral chakra is our center of sensuality, of creativity, of joy, and of freedom, movement. It houses our inner child. So start to connect with that feeling and notice any thoughts or emotions that arise as your attention settles at that place just below your navel. And you can start to repeat to yourself the mantra, I am creating, I am creating, I am creating. Allow the breath to draw you heavy here, softening through the body as you stimulate these energies within your sacral chakra. Before we move out of this pose, we'll repeat the seed syllable for our sacral chakra, which is VAM, V-A-M, VAM, VAM, VAM. Tucking the chin in towards the chest. and slowly unraveling through the spine. Bringing both knees in together now and coming onto the soles of the feet. Maybe take a shoulder roll, sit up nice and tall. Take any last movements that you need to before bringing yourself down onto your back. It's nice and slowly as you move here. And bring the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself another nice big hug. Maybe rock from side to side. And we're working with the seed syllables. I realized I didn't quite introduce that at the beginning, so I will now. Our seed syllables for each chakra work on a vibrational level to radiate the energies within that. So if that's something that interests you, please do give me a message and we can chat about it further. But we're coming to our Manipura chakra, our solar plexus, and so that's located just above our navel and below the sternum. And a really great way of stimulating it is to come into a twist. So you'll send the arms out to the side into a cactus or a T, and then just allow the legs to drop over towards the left hand side. And you want to try and draw both shoulders so they're flat on the mat. If that means that you've got a little bit of lift by the knees, that's okay. You can use your block or your pillow underneath the knee here and just start to stack a little bit. So these blocks and cushions and everything aren't a surrender or a sign of not being flexible or anything enough. They're there to help you and to make the practice your own, because at the end of the day you'll only get the benefits when you are comfortable in your postures, and that goes for a restorative flow, that goes for a heavy vinyasa. So coming into that comfortable, easy twist, and I'm starting our timer. So your gaze will drop over towards the right hand side. Close down the eyes and soften the gaze. Bring your awareness inwards to your solar plexus, to the center of your personal power. So from this place of our personal power, we're going to bring in the mantra, the affirmation, I give myself permission. So repeating that to yourself, we're focusing on this idea of giving yourself permission to just be wholly and completely you, in whatever that means today, knowing that it might be different from yesterday and from tomorrow. Giving yourself permission to be what you need, to take what you need. Drawing the knees in towards the chest, lifting the gaze, and then you're just going to send the knees over towards the right hand side and allow the gaze to open out towards the left. Settle in to this twist on the opposite side. Take any adjustments that you need to, and then close down the eyes, soften the gaze, and bring that awareness back to that space just above the navel, your personal power. I'm going to start the timer again for us now. And drawing the breath heavy, allow it to be a vocal breath. Feel the breath at the back of the throat. Feel it deepen, the stretch in your body as it inflates through the ribs, fueling your Manipura chakra. And before we release the posture, just going to repeat a few times the seed syllable for our Manipura chakra, which is Ram, R-A-M, allowing the vibrations of this mantra to radiate through and stimulate our Manipura. Ram, Ram, Ram. Engaging the core slightly just to bring the knees in towards the chest. Wrap the arms around the leg. Maybe bring your chin in, nose to knee, and give yourself a nice hug. And we're coming through to our Anahata chakra posture. So we're just going to really gracefully roll on to the belly. So moving anything out of the way. Come down onto your belly in your own time and in your own way. We'll come into Sphinx, or for those of you that are a little bit more open, you can come into Seal if it's something that you practice. So just wiggling out through the hips here as you stack the heels in line with the hips. Just wriggling out, waking up in the hips a little bit, and then coming into stillness with the elbows underneath the shoulders. You'll start to lift the gaze, lift the chest. Create some space and opening through the heart as you draw the shoulders together. So you can stay here, or for those that want to come into Seal, open the hands out a little bit wider, come onto the palms and straighten the arms. We are going to hold here for a few moments, so only take Seal if it is a comfortable position for you to hold. Otherwise, Seal is perfect for opening your Anahata, your heart chakra. So Once you've settled here, start to soften the gaze and draw your attention inwards to your heart chakra, to that space in the middle of your chest. And allow the breath to come heavy as you focus in at the heart space. So that's the start of our timer. And like I said, we're going to remain here, stimulating the heart chakra, this center of love, compassion and empathy. And throughout our practice today, we're focusing all of these energies on the connection that we have with them within ourselves. So the focus here is on the element of self-love, drawing from our Manipura. We can give ourselves permission to love ourselves and to love others, and to accept with the love of others. Maybe you'd like to repeat the mantra from our Anahata practice. I accept love. I accept love. I accept love. Before we come out of this posture, we'll repeat the syllable yam, working with the vibrations of our heart chakra. Y-A-M, yam, yam, yam. Moving slowly out of our Sphinx or seal pose, take a counter posture that works for you. So maybe you just want to bring the forehead and the chest down. Maybe you'd like to sit back in a brief child's pose. Maybe you want to rock the hips. Find some fluid movement that works for you here. And then slowly, if lifting yourself back up into a seated position. You'll come back round onto the bottom, and then we'll shift ourselves down on our mat. So this is where a cushion or a block or a bolster is going to come in really handy. I like to use a block just because I've worked with these a lot and I know the height, and my rolled up blanket in place with a bolster never seems to quite do the trick. So I'm just going to grab my phone for its timer, and what we're going to do is bring the block underneath the bra line. If you're a lady, if you're a man, it's coming to the base of your shoulder blades. Obviously ladies have shoulder blades too, but I always go with bra line because that's where it sits on me. And then we'll just plant the soles of the feet onto the earth and bring yourself back so you're resting over the block. It can take a little bit of shuffling, so don't worry about that. You don't need to be up this high, you can even just have a little lift. So just something to lift through the chest, and then maybe dropping the head back. If it's a bit too much of a dramatic drop for you, you can bring a pillow back underneath your head. So we're really working to open through our throat chakra here. So once you've found that comfortable position opening through the throat, start to close down the eyes or soften your gaze. And bring the awareness inwards. I'm going to start our timer now. You're just taking any last movements that you need. So our throat chakra is our center of communication and of expression. And as we open here, you might like to repeat the mantra, I express myself freely. I express myself freely. I express myself freely. And before we lift out of this chakra, or this posture, sorry, we'll repeat the syllable for our throat chakra, our Vishuddha chakra, which is Ham, H-A-M. Hum, hum, hum. Slowly tucking your chin in towards your chest and using the forearms to help you come up off of your block. Again, move nice and slowly here. Moving any props out of the way. Just taking a counterbalance if you need it. It's a really lovely opening through the front body there. And then we're just going to shift ourselves into one of everybody's favourite postures, child's pose. So there are numerous options for your child's pose. One of my favourites is bringing my legs or my knees as wide as the mat and then walking the palms forward, bringing my chest down and my forehead towards the earth. But you can obviously take a narrow legged posture, have the arms down at the sides, feel into what your body needs, and then start to settle down into this posture, drawing the attention inwards and feeling into that connection of your forehead to the mat, the third eye, the Anja chakra, connecting to the earth. Feel into that connection of your intuition, of your inner knowing, your knowledge. Feel into that connection as it is fed from the earth around us, the world around us, our experience and our perception of being. And you can focus within this posture on the affirmation mantra of our last session. I trust. I trust. I trust. And before we come out of this posture, We'll repeat the seed syllables. Kasham, Kasham, tapping into our third eye, our intuition. Kasham, Kasham, Kasham. Feeling into that connection of the palms to the earth as you lift yourself back up into a kneeling position. And we're moving now into a seated posture. So by all means, sit yourself up on a block or a bolster if you need to. And if you have lotus in your practice and it's something you want to sit in for a few moments today in meditation, by all means do so. But there is by no means a pressure to come into it. So we'll start to stack through the spine, lift through the crown of the head. So this is our last posture, tapping into our crown chakra. And what I want to draw your attention into is what I've been focusing on throughout the flow today, which is that connection of the grounding of our root all the way through our bodies, and how it develops into this awareness and sense of self through our experience in being, and then through our way of expressing and connecting with others in our sacral chakra, and into our personal power of our Manipura chakra, up into our connection again with love and empathy for ourselves and for others, and then in how we express ourselves through our throat chakra, and how we perceive the world in our third eye chakra, and all of these connecting and fueling each other. So it's not just a one-way system, it's not just up and up, it's up and down, it's round and round, it's this whole center of being that accumulates and collects and stimulates this crown chakra that brings us into a stillness, a unity of being our true selves. So sitting up nice and tall through the crown of the head, bringing the palms onto the knees, and bringing your attention inwards. And I'm not going to speak as I bring us into this last posture. We're just going to sit and be with the breath, and I invite you to take the mantra I am, if that works for you, or come into stillness. So take any last adjustments that you need. if the mind starts to wander, know that that's okay. See if you can allow it to take some form with the attention on your breath, the space at the crown of your head. Maybe on this idea of your full connection of being. And before we release this posture, we will come to our seed syllable for our crown, which is the syllable of Om, O-M, and this is a vibrational energy that represents unity and stillness and bliss. And that is really what our crown chakra embodies. Lifting the gaze, and we're just going to slowly unravel ourselves. So if you were in a lotus, just notice when you come out not to kind of let the legs kind of ping away. You just want to slowly lift yourself out. So everything today is about slow, soft movements. And now we'll come down into our shavasana altogether. So take any blocks or cushions, pillows, blankets, anything that you need to set up for a comfortable shavasana. So meeting me down in your comfortable shavasana. Hopefully you are nice and set up, all cozy. I've taken out my blanket and my pillow, and we're just going to send the palms towards the ceiling, turn the toes out, and maybe wriggle the hips. Allow yourself to be fully comfy here, and then close down the eyes and deepen the breath. Feel your body melt in and connect with the mat. And we're just going to take a full body scan, feeling the toes, the feet relax, the ankles, the calves, the shins softening, the knees and quads, backs of the thighs releasing, the hips dropping open, being supported by the ground beneath them, the low back releasing, the belly softening with the expansion of the breath, the ribs, chest and upper back are heavy, arms melt into the mat. You feel the coolness of the air on the palms. The shoulders and collarbone relaxed. And there's length through the neck. There's no tension, just softness. And traveling up to the jaw, feeling the release of any tensions here. With the gaze soft through the eyes, feel that space of your third eye relaxing as well. And feeling this full softening all the way to the crown of the head where your attention settles. And we'll bring back in that visualization of the white light that still surrounds your body. Give a focus to that white light and feel it connecting your crown to root in a straight line of pure energy through each chakra. And feeling that connection, crown to root, root to crown, chakra through chakra, all building into this state of bliss, this blissful awareness of your true self. Close down our practice today, we're going to move through our syllable sounds from root to crown, and then I will leave you here in Shavasana, so please take as long as you need. Settle into your stillness of being. Tapping into our root chakra first, our chakra of safety. Repeating 3 times. Lam, Lam, Lam. Moving up to our sacral chakra, sensuality and creativity, repeating Vam, 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 connecting to our personal power at our solar plexus, repeating Ram, Ram, Ram. Moving up to our heart, our center of love, compassion and empathy for all. And repeating Yam, Yam, Yam. Feeling the energy and attention rise to your throat chakra. Communication and expression. Repeating Hum, Hum, Hum. Attention and awareness rises further still to our third eye, our perception center, our insights and our intuition. fed by bodily experience, physical experience, and higher knowing. Repeating Kasham, 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 all the way to crown. Our sense of being, of truth and bliss. Repeating Om, Om, Om. And before we finish here, one last time, we're going to move through each of the syllables together. So just once, repeating each syllable sound, starting at the root. Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Kasham, Om. The light in me honors and recognizes the light in you. Namaste. Please stay in your Shavasana as long as you need. I'm going to leave you here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.